Morning, welcome to Grey County Life on Rogers TV. Welcome to the not snow day of school, because we thought that it was going to be a big blustery day, but so far so good. I'm Rhonda Brown.
And I'm Mary J. Murray, and this is your favorite lifestyle magazine show on Rogers TV. And this morning, I just want to pass out the message or a reminder to everyone that this coming Sunday is Family Literacy Day, and it's a time to pick out your favorite books and read whatever is interesting to you, and please read to your children. Lovely day. And to start off our show today, we have an author. And we have a welcome to Ashley Gordon, who is a local author from Southampton and has driven over here in this winter weather.
Wasn't so bad.
Okay, good. And you have a very specific genre of reading. It's an adult-only kind of book, series of books that you're writing, and it's called Paranormal Erotica Novels.
Yes.
And first of all, I know that you're a very young author. Perhaps you could tell us how you got started into this.
I was always a very imaginative kid. I was always kind of the ringleader of the games, I guess, when we were young. So I guess as I got older, instead of play acting the imaginative, world, I was writing it, I guess is the. So I was probably about 11 when I started writing my first book.
It's kind of a natural step, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It really was, because I had all of these ideas in my head and I needed to express them, and writing is definitely an expression for me.
And this is the genre that you chose.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we all live real life, so why would I write that, right?
That's what I say. My husband's always like, why would we go see that movie? It's fiction, it's not real. I'm like, but that's the purpose of a movie, is to take you away from the real and what you're living.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just time for that, but I love that idea of being in the fantasy world.
Yeah,
that is great.
Tell us a little bit about that, about your theme.
Well, it takes place in the modern time in our world, but it is essentially a world in which any mythological creature that you've ever heard of, from Egypt and Greece and Rome to Norse mythology, it's all real. So it's basically an exploration of the dynamics between all of those different creatures and races.
Wow, that sounds really neat.
It's called the Daura series. What does Daura mean?
So Daura are the main characters essentially throughout the series of books. Each book has a different set of characters, and Daura are women which are descended of Inanna, which is a goddess of love in ancient Sumeria. So these women have the ability to make a bond with a paranormal partner, whether it's vampires, werewolves, empaths, that kind of stuff. And then essentially it's a love story about them finding love despite, all the difficulties.
I see a movie contract.
I hope so.
Yes, absolutely. It sounds
Ideally,
very
a TV show would be nice.
Yeah,
that's the new thing,
that's right? Yeah, Netflix. You should be hawking your stories to Netflix, man. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
When did you start, this series?
Well, The Wayside, the first version of that book, I wrote when I was like 16. I've revamped it since then, because it's obviously gotten much more graphic. But yeah, it's taken me probably 10 years to get this out. It was a huge step. I originally self-published these books, and it was that took a lot of guts for me to put it out on the internet and just go, okay, let's see how this goes. And it got picked up by Roomfire Publications, and we published it. So
wow,
good. It paid off.
Good for you.
And these two books are in a planned series of 6.
Yeah, it's 6 now. It used to be 5, but it's 6 now. Book 3 was enormous because it had kind of 2 stories together. So we split it up.
You just didn't bring it today?
It's not published yet.
Okay, that's still a work in progress.
I originally published the first 4 books, and then we pulled them back when we decided to professionally publish them. And so we've published book 1 and book 2. but we haven't published book 3 yet. We're still in the process of that.
Okay. And
So-
if people are really interested in finding out where they can get these books, that this is a genre that they would really enjoy, where can people find them?
Well, they are available on Kindle and Kobo if you read ebooks, but you can also get them in Coles in Owen Sound at Heritage Place. Yep.
Wow.
They're available in Markdale at the pharmacy there, the IDA, Bruce County Physiotherapy, Kristen's Pharmacy in Southampton, Rabbit and Finchers in Kincardine.
And you've been at the Southampton Market as well on occasion?
I have once or twice. I went with the Brucedale Press. She invited me and was really lovely. She had me there. And we hope to do a little bit more of that this summer, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of farmers markets coming up in different cities here soon.
One of the things that I liked about a series of books, and you also mentioned that your characters kind of walk in and out through each of the storylines throughout the books.
So a lot of people, they finished The Wayside, they loved it, they picked up Bloodline, immediately went, oh no, it's not the same characters. But it tells, essentially, the characters in that book are kind of the enemies of the characters in the first book. So what it does is it gives you another perspective of the situation, and it's important, right? Because not everything's black and white.
Yep.
So people got into it then, and they were like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But yeah, the other characters do still make appearances in, which I think is kind of nice. It's like a cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always liked that when I'm reading series books.
Yeah.
Yeah, and getting that different perspective. So in book 3 and 4, you might see some of the people from the first book as well.
Yeah, they actually play a pretty important role. So, yeah.
That is so cool. And you grew up in Southampton?
I did not. I actually grew up in Markdale. I'm a Grey County girl.
Oh, very cool.
Yes. I grew up in Markdale. I went to Grey Highlands, and Beavercrest was my public school. But I moved to Southampton in Port Elgin probably 4 or 5 years ago now, and I've been living there.
It's a very artsy community.
It is.
So what we would like to do, because we're just at the tip of the iceberg in terms of the information about your books, is perhaps that you will come back another time and we can carry on this conversation.
Of course.
And we'll be back in a few minutes right after these messages.